Data source for Docentric formats can be based on the SSRS or electronic reporting data source. Microsoft already provides over 1,000 SSRS reports and thousands of electronic reporting reports, so we don't want to limit you to one or another. Based on the resources you have, if they are more experienced in SSRS or electronic reporting, you will decide which of these pipelines suits your needs better and build your own solution upon it. In the Docentric setup, it is a matter of simple choice which Docentric template is used and which data source type it's based on that dictates how the report data source will be prepared through SSRS or electronic reporting pipeline. This gives you extra flexibility when compared to a pure electronic reporting approach. Here is why it matters. There are still much more companies and implementation partners with experienced SSRS developers than electronic reporting consultants, so you're not limited only to learning electronic reporting in order to maintain the data sources in electronic reporting. Supporting some more complex requirements can be much faster through the code in SSRS data provider classes than through electronic reporting configurations and expressions. If you pick the coding approach, you can be even more efficient by using the Docentric way of extending the report data source. You will utilize the Docentric report data preparation framework and DSP classes to extend and reshape the report data source without the overhead of modifying the SSRS temporary tables. Just one line of code is often enough to add a new field to the Docentric report data source, or in this case, 2 lines of code to add 2 fields. If you have developers in your company, this can be the most efficient way of extending the report data source. Let me demonstrate how Docentric reuses the electronic reporting data source. In previous video about electronic reporting, I have used example of purchase order where I added a new field, delivery mode, to the report data source and to the format. I will reuse that data source for these examples. Data source for the Docentric templates is generated from D365FO in the form of an XML file that we call DDSP file. It stands short for Docentric Data Source Package. For that, I need to make sure that the special option Generate DDSP when report runs is enabled for the purchase order report in the Docentric report setup form. While I'm at this form, here I also select which electronic reporting model mapping configuration is to be executed. To obtain a new version of data source based on this customized electronic reporting model and model mapping, I will make sure that the electronic reporting based template is used when I print the report. There are more ways to do it, but the simplest one for the demo purpose is to mark it as default and to preview the already posted document. When I preview one purchase order, a DDSP file is generated, which now contains also the information about the newly added delivery mode field. I can inspect this newly generated DDSP file, where I can find the added delivery mode field. Here it is in the report data source, and it has the expected value, so it is now ready to be added to the design. To summarize the comparison of Docentric and electronic reporting when it goes for the way how the report data source is created. With Docentric, you can reuse the electronic reporting data source, but you also have a flexibility to reuse the SSRS data source. In both cases, you can additionally change the report data source in an extremely efficient Docentric way of coding for the data sources. With electronic reporting, you are limited to using and maintaining only the electronic reporting data sources.